Hey everyone, it's Lizzie from Lizzie's World of Gems. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Flirty Friday. Yeah, it's Flirty Friday. This is my very first Flirty Friday of this painting. I know I have already started it, but trust me, there's a lot of canvas to get through. I'm going to cut my piece. We're going to get started. I'm using my Bella Art de Nicole tray. I'm using my pen from BFF Pens. Super love this pen, guys. I love this pen so much. You don't even understand how much I love this pen. And I really like their single placers. They are super the bomb. This is not their multi-placer because I didn't buy one. Maybe in the future. So, as you can see, there's a couple of spots over here that are not filled. That's because I'm missing the N and I had to order some. Whether or not I mixed it with another one, I don't know, but I don't think I did because I looked through the garbage and I didn't see the numbers for those bags. That's why I hate those little baggies, guys. That's why I hate them so much. But anyway, let's get started. And you know, I always do the Wip&Chats of the week, the Wip&Chats, the shoutouts of the week. So that will be done as well. Maybe I should have went a little bit bigger. Oh well, too late now. I already cut it. So I guess we're going this far. This is going to be all black, which is probably what I'm going to be working on. Today I will probably be doing a checkerboard method throughout the black. That's what I seem to be doing. I did do a little bit of multi-placing there on this section, but then I turned around and finished the rest with checkerboarding. And that's probably what I'm going to do right now. So we're going to do some checkerboard and you guys can see some checkerboard action happening. Because I know you guys just want to see some checkerboard happening, right? So we're going to do the shout outs of the week as well. We're going to talk a little bit flirty. We're going to talk about my best date, my worst date, and what else was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about those two topics, and someone else wanted to know something. The best and worst date were two of them. Oh, someone said the worst pickup lines. I haven't really had pickup lines from men. It's like, I'm not like, I might have back in my bar days, but do I remember them? No. But anyways, Flirty Friday is going to be talking about flirty stuff, which I know nothing about lately because let's face it, lockdown sucks. And yeah, we're going to talk about flirtiness, and if that offends anybody that is watching me, I do apologize right now. But this is Flirty Friday, so I know, but I do the shoutouts. I do the shoutouts in the video. I usually do the shoutouts around the beginning of the video after my intro. So we're going to do the shoutouts right now and get it done and over with, and then we're going to continue on with the Wip&Chat. So let's do the shoutouts right now. Okay, the first shout out from the Facebook Whips. I didn't have to do a tiebreaker, which was super awesome because you know how much Lizzie hates doing the tiebreakers. I didn't have to do it because this one had as many votes as it needed to win. I don't understand why I'm not showing. There's not action going on my Facebook group. That's why it's not showing up at the top. So The person that got the most votes, I'm just going to double check to make sure nobody voted while I was off, and no, they haven't. So, the picture this week comes from Jerry, and it's Butterfly of Paradise from DAC, Diamond Art Club. It's very colorful. I've never seen this one, so I was quite surprised when she showed me it. She said it was a Diamond Art Club because I've never heard of it, but I don't really stalk. When I go on Diamond Art Club, I kind of know what I want, and I don't usually go on the site and look at everything that they got. Sometimes I do, but not always. I haven't lately. So that's probably why I missed this beautiful painting. But it is very pretty, and I do like it a lot. And she gets the whip of the week. So Jerry, your name goes in the jar for a chance to win a $50 gift card at the end of June. It's coming up so close, guys. It's so coming up so close. So I'm gonna be broke in June because I got a lot of giveaways to do in June and July. The Facebook shout out. Now, I gave this shout out. It's short and sweet, but she's commented a lot on my YouTube page this week, so I'm giving it to Crafting with Christy. And it was on my picture of rounding up the dust bunnies, and she says, "That turned out adorable, Lizzie. Thanks for sharing with us your post review." So that is the shout out of the week, is Christy, because she has commented a lot lately, and I just wanted to give her some recognition. And Christy has a YouTube channel. It's called Crafting with Christy. If you want to look her up, she does coloring, she does diamond painting. I will try to remember to link her down below. If I didn't link her down below, Christy, yell at me and I will do it after. But I'm going to try my best to remember. So she gets the shout out of the week. Everybody goes in the jar. Last week's goes in the jar too. Terry and Susan M. I got all of them written out, and they're all going in the jar right now. The jar is getting super full. I don't think it could hold very much more, but how many more weeks is it till the end of June? Quite a few still. So get your stuff in. Comment, post your pictures. I really enjoy looking at all your whips. I usually do a replay of it on my live. If you posted any pictures, I usually show them. So get them in there before Wednesday. I will post it on Monday. Get it in there before Wednesday, and then when I do my live Wednesday, I will show your beautiful painting on my live. So yeah, that is it for the shoutouts of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right, I'm back. So during my last live, I asked everybody, excuse me, I just coughed. I asked everybody what they wanted me to talk about, and people gave me topics, and one person said your best date and your worst date that I ever had. I actually have 2 worst dates. One of them wasn't really the worst date. It was kind of funny. It was kind of embarrassing. It was an embarrassing date. So let's put it as an embarrassing date. My worst date was, I met this guy probably on like a dating site or something, and he lived near Toronto, and I went away for the weekend with my friends, with Mel and Tamara. Was Mo with us? I can't remember if Mo was with us or if it was just Tamara and Mel that came with. I think it was just Tamara and Mel that came that weekend. And Tamara's boyfriend at the time, which he was super hot. But anyways, that's a whole other story. Anyway, we went and stayed at her mom's condo because her mom went away on vacation or something. So we went and spent the weekend down there. So I decided that I'd meet up with this guy at the bar to meet him or whatever. And right away, or no, I think he came over to the condo first. And right away, I felt like he was kind of possessive over me, thinking like, okay, I'm already his girlfriend or something, and I found it very odd. And I did not like it at all. And just the way he talked turned me off, and I did not like him in that way. But do you think the guy would leave or even like go home after the bar? No, he wouldn't leave. And then I was stuck with him all night. And then he thought he was going to sleep with me. And I'm like, heck to the no. And he was bugging me all night. And I'm like, oh my God, I just want this guy to go like today. So I ended up, I think there was a pool in the condo, an indoor pool. And I think we went down to the indoor pool in the morning to get away from him. And finally, I told them, oh, we're leaving after breakfast, so this is your cue to go. And I think he even invited himself to breakfast. And like, I was so annoyed. You don't even understand how annoyed I was, because I did want nothing to do with this guy. And he would not take the hint that I did not want to have anything to do with him. And I was hoping to say that we're leaving to go back home, that he would just, you know, okay, I'm going to leave now and go to my house. No. No. If he had his choice, we'd be down the aisle getting married or some crap. I don't even know. Like, he was just weird. He was like a weird, I don't even remember his name. That's how much I blocked this guy out of my head, because I don't even remember his name, but I do remember how annoying he was. I bet you one of my friends remember. Well, I'm not friends with Mel anymore, but I'm still friends with Tamara. So, I don't know. That was a weird weekend, if you ask me. Definitely weird. Yeah. It was weird. So, that was the worst date. And then I had another date. This is with a guy that I lived with for a long time. Well, almost a year. I met him again on a dating site. Jesus, I should really stay away from these dating sites. But I ended up moving in with this guy. Because at the beginning, you know, it was nice. And he had a lot to offer. He had a good job, you know, the typical everything. But anyways, on our very first date or whatever, we went bowling. And I hadn't been bowling for a while. And then I went to go up to bowl, and I had the bowling ball in my hand. And I went to, like, you know, go to throw the ball, and my fingers not let go of the hole, and my feet flew from underneath me, and I fell straight on my back with the bowling ball still in my hand. Yeah, that was so embarrassing and hurt like hell, like falling on that hard floor of a bowling alley. And I was so embarrassed. Oh my goodness, like, what kind of first impression is that? Apparently he didn't mind, because he still ended up dating me after that. And then we ended up moving in together, but that was the worst mistake of my life. He was very controlling. He wanted to control everything, even my bank account. And he was just horrible. Oh, I could tell you stories about that man. He was just very horrible. But we did live in a nice house. Well, it was a condo. It was actually probably the nicest place I've ever lived in, to tell you the honest truth. But money can't buy everything. That's all I gotta tell you. And plus, when he takes away all my money, that's why he had so much money, because he took mine too. I should have got like the radar hit when he told me that his wife packed up everything she owned while he was at work and took off while he was at work. I should have known then that there was something wrong with this guy. But you know, the radar didn't set off, but it should have. It very well should have. So that was a really cuckoo time with that guy. Oh, he was just, oh, I don't even know how to explain him. He caused me a lot of misery, even after we broke up, because, this is a long story, but anyways, he ended up putting me in debt. A debt that it wasn't even my debt, but because my name was on the card, they were trying to go after me for it. But when I left, we went to the bank, and the lady at the bank cut up my card in front of me. So I thought like I had nothing to do with this card anymore. I didn't think my name was still on it. Apparently I was wrong, because when he lost his good job and he was being late on the payments, they started going after me. And I'm like, I can't afford these payments. None of that money on that card either was mine. He was like, oh, can you put your name on here so I can get a higher limit, because I want to put some more stuff on it that I bought, and so I don't have to pay the interest on the other card or whatever. And he's like, oh, you don't have any cards in your name, so we should just do that. I had a brick card. That's a furniture store in Canada. But he made me rip up my brick card, which I really regret, because I could have used that flipping brick card. And anyway, he had all this debt on it, but none of it was for me. Like, I had the card, but if I was to use that card, I'd probably get shot. I was not allowed. He like, as soon as I got the card, he's like, no, sir, for no reason will you ever use this card. And like, I never did, in fear of, he'd find out that I used the card. That's how much he controlled my money. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. But anyway, I got out of that situation before the year was up, because I was like, I can't live like this. I work my ass off to what? To get nothing but lectured. So I left that situation. Plus, he wasn't very nice. He wasn't a very nice man. He was weird. He did buy me a nice, beautiful diamond necklace, though. Of course, I don't know what happened to that necklace, because I honestly think Tyler pawned it on me when he was smoking weed. I have a feeling. I can't prove it, but I have a feeling that they did. He pawned it for money. He pawned my freaking computer, that kid. You guys all think Tyler's such nice, but I went through a lot of shit with him growing up. Like, now he's smarting up and he's like pretty good. But when he was growing up as a teenager, shit, I went through a lot of hell with that kid. It wasn't until he started working and actually being more responsible that he'd wake up and smell the coffee. But anyways, that's a whole other topic. That'd be troubles with siblings, with offspring. But anyways, so that was my worst date. I just went into detail about this guy that I will not even tell you his name, because he's not even worthy of being named on my channel. To tell you the honest truth, and then he comes back into my life later on, and he tried again, and no, twice. He tried twice. The first time, he's like, oh, I have to move out of my condo, because this is when he lost his job. he had a really good paying job, and he had to sell the condo because he couldn't afford the condo anymore because obviously he lost his job. And he said, oh, I'm going to pack up. Do you want to come over and will you pick up my daughter? Because his daughter lived in town. Well, obviously the daughter knows me because I used to live with them, right? So I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll pick up your daughter. And I drove her in or whatever. And then as soon as I get there, and I brought Sarah and Tyler with me because I thought, okay, they can play with his daughter or whatever. So they all went downstairs to the basement and they started to play. And then I stayed upstairs with him. Well, doesn't he start, like, just his voice, and him starting to, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I went to the door to the basement. I opened it, and I'm like, Sarah, Tyler, let's go. And he's like, what are you doing? You just got here. We're like, why are you leaving? I'm like, no. I thought I could do this again, but no. Like, you're already annoying me. I can't handle this. I'm out. I'm out of here. It was nice. I can't do this. I cannot be around you no more. So Sarah and Tyler came upstairs and we left. And I'm like, good rhythms. Then that was the last time I seen him for a very, very long time. And then I found out that they were going after me for this card. And then I had to claim bankruptcy because of this damn card. And it was only like for, I think it was $18,000 of his debt. Well, I'm not paying his flippin' debt when none of it was mine. So I ended up running into him at Walmart because his parents apparently live in town now. And I heard someone call me Liz. And I'm like, I look around and there he is in the parking lot. I'm like, oh Lord. And now he's driving a convertible. So he doesn't even have the truck anymore. That he told me that, oh, I can't move out because he can't afford his truck anymore. Well, he didn't even have a truck. Well, of course, this was a lot of years that has gone by, right? So I already had Alyssa. Alyssa was already a baby. Last when they were trying to go after me when I was on maternity leave, I'm like, hell to the no. I can't afford these payments. I'm a single mother. Like, what the hell? I'm like, I thought it was off that card because she ripped it up right in front of me. But don't be deceived, women. Don't be deceived. Never, ever get a credit card with a man unless you are flippin' married to them. Because I tell you, it will freaking bite you in the flippin' ass. So, I learned my lesson well. And, what was I going to say? So this was a long time ago. I'm talking years and years ago. What was I going to say again? Oh, so let's stop talking about him because this is just becoming a rant about the one that will not be named. So I flipped out. Oh, when I did see him again, I flipped out on him saying, you freaking put me in debt, you mother effer. Oh, well, I didn't know they're going to go after you. Yeah, whatever, you flippin' ass. You didn't know. And I'm like, what the hell is possibly bad in your life? You used to always have money that you couldn't afford to pay your shit. Oh, I was so mad. And then put me on it just to freaking ruin my life. But anyways, that's done and over with in this past tense history. But my best date ever. And I haven't had very many dates, but this one was my specialist date. It was with my boyfriend Jason. Not my husband Jason, but my boyfriend Jason. I dated after my husband Jason. Yeah, I know, it was weird. 2 Jasons in a row. Sorry, I took a little break. So, I was talking about Jason. He was my favorite boyfriend. Out of all the boyfriends, I don't know. He was the nicest out of all my boyfriends. Like, he was a cheater, but he always treated me and my kids right. He always was there for me and the kids. He always gave me money. Like, he was always there for my kids. Like, I was in love with Raymond as well, but Raymond wasn't very into my kids as much as Jason was. Jason loved my kids so much, and I loved him so much. Like, I think he was my first real true love. Not my husband. That was before him, but I really think that Jason was. He broke my heart. Like, I don't even know how to explain how much he broke my heart, but he broke my heart severe. Anyway, he left me for the neighbor, but that's a whole other story. If you guys want to hear that story, put in the comments below, but I think I've already told all these stories. And I think I've told this one too, but I'm just replaying back of last year's Flirty Friday, I guess, because someone asked me what was my best date. So it was Valentine's, a weekend. His birthday is February 16th. So we're kind of celebrating Valentine's Day plus his birthday. Well, he told me that we're going to go to the movies in London. And I'm like, okay. Well, at the time, he was kind of staying with his parents, but staying with me at the same time, but not living with me. But he was living with his parents in the basement. And he's like, oh, I have to go home for a few things first. Let's go in. And I said, okay. Well, his parents had gone away for the night or the weekend. I can't even remember where the heck they were, but they weren't there. And the whole upstairs of the house, like the living room and the kitchen and everything, was all lit up in candlelight. And he had made me lasagna and Caesar salad, and he made me dinner. And then he gave me my Valentine's present, which was this ring, and it had a heart shape. Well, it was a heart shape, but it was the purple stone for February, because that was the month of his birthday. And he said, every time you look at it, you'll remember me and my birthday, which is really funny because his birthday is also my daughter Alyssa's birthday. That came a lot later than him. Yeah. I actually got to pick Alyssa's birthday, and I just picked Jason's birthday because it was the closest date of when I could be induced. So yeah, Alyssa was born on Jason's birthday. I still see Jason once in a while at Walmart. He's moved on, and he's now with some crazy broad, and she's just weird. Anyways, they have 2 children together. He's happy, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's happy. He's got 2 kids. I don't know if he's happy in the relationship, but Sarah. When, like, he always said to me, and this is what broke my heart with him, was, he'd say, Liz, like, I'll never be with you full time because I want somebody to have children with that don't have children already, which kind of hurt my feelings too, because he did like my kids. So I don't know why he would even say that. But then he did get his ultimate dream. He married a younger girl and had 2 kids with her. So, and his kids are a lot younger right now, and I would not be able to handle that. Just saying. Because he had kids a lot later than I did. Yeah, so they're like older. I'm pretty sure one must be at least 12, maybe. I don't even know. I see them sometimes at Walmart. One day they're looking at bikes, and I told this kid, and I think it's so funny because when he runs into me in the store with his children, he always says, oh, this is my friend Liz, from the past. And I'm like, oh, I'm a friend, was I? I was a friend. His girlfriend, not his ex-girlfriend, his girlfriend now knows who I am. She knew I dated him. So it's no secret there. She knew that I was with him because I was with him for 3.5 years. And, you know, and back then we lived, she used to work at the Dollarama with my friend Mo. Like, she knew me. She knew I dated him back then, you know what I mean? So it's not like a secret that I dated him. Oh, and then with him too, I had a friend from high school. We don't talk to this day. And she started working where I worked at the slipper factory, which was fine or whatever. And then she started talking to me, and I'm like, and then I just messaged her. I'm like, oh, do you know Jason? And she's like, oh yeah, I went to high school with him. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, we're dating. And she's like, oh yeah, I met up with him at a bush bash once. Like, I don't even know what the hell bush bash is. Someone can elaborate. I think it's just a bunch of kids that go out to the bush and drink. I think that's what a bush bash means, but I guess it was really popular in the early 90s. I don't know, because I was a browner in high school and I wasn't allowed to go shit anywhere, so I didn't know anything about these bush bashes. But anyway, and I didn't go to SDCI. I went to Regina Monday. And so this is going way off topic, but you know me, I like to ramble. So this is the first, well, this isn't the first time he cheated. This is the second time he cheated that I know of. But, so she became my friend. Well, she was my friend before. Like, I used to hang out with her in public school, right? She was Portuguese. Like, I knew her. My mom knew her parent, like her mom. And, you know, it wasn't like she was somebody I didn't know. So anyway, she started becoming my friend, and she used to come over in the evening and hang out with us. I'm going to take another break. I'll be right back. Okay, so she started hanging out with us. Now, you got to remember, this was when I was in my 20s, freshly out of my divorce, because I got married at 18. I was still in the party scene. The kids were small. The kids would go away to their dads every other weekend, blah, blah, blah. Or if they were home, I'd get a babysitter to go out on Friday and Saturday night, or Saturday night with Jay, whatever. But anyways, so she started hanging out with us. She started coming over and stuff, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then one weekend, he said, oh, I'm going away for the weekend. And I end up finding out that it was her birthday weekend. I don't know how I found this out, but it was her birthday weekend, and she rented a motel room or a hotel room, and they went there and spent the night together. And I freaking lost it on him. I threw all his shit. I told him to come get all his shit, get it out of my house. I flippin' lost it. And I kicked him out. And so that was that. And then one night we were at the bar. So I'm upset. I'm mad. I loved him so much. And then one night at the bar, he was out on his own. Was this the same time? It had to have been. It was. Anyway, I was drunk. I was like really drunk. And I was with my friend Linda and her husband, and they ended up ditching me. They ended up leaving me. I don't know why Linda left me when I was so drunk. But anyways, I was going to stay at her sister's house, Heather's, because it was closer to the bar than my place. And at this point, I didn't have a car anymore. My car broke down and I didn't have a car anymore. And so I decided I was going to stay at Heather's. Heather gave me the key to her place and said I could stay there if I wanted to. So he is at the bar, And I don't know where she was, but she obviously wasn't there. And then he was trying to hit on this older lady that I know, and her daughter. And then I was getting mad because he's hitting on them. And then we get in a huge fight in the parking lot of the Max Milk. Well, it's not Max Milk anymore. It's called Circle K. And I said, I'm going to be at Heather's. If you want to be with me, I'll be there. So I went to Heather's, and then I went to go crash on the couch. And then I heard a knock on the door, and there he was. And then, of course, you know, one thing led to another, and we ended up doing the funky monkey. And then we just, like, he's like, oh, and then he started, like, obviously, he wasn't happy being in the situation he was in with her, and or whatever, I don't know, but we ended up having this little back and forth thing for a while. And one night he came over, and then he said, oh, we're going to the bar tonight. And I'm like, don't go to the bar because I'm going to the bar. And then he's like, oh no, we're going to the bar. So I was at the bar with my friends, and then I was mad because he was there with her. And I said, give me some money because I want to get drunk because I'm pissed. So he gave me money because he'd do anything for it. Like, I don't understand. And then I ended up taking his car keys out of his pocket, and I took off to the other bar. So when the end of the night came, she's asked him, like, because she was driving, because she must not have been drinking. She asked him, where are the car keys? And he's like, well, Liz has got them. Well, oh my God, she flippin' lost it on him. Just lost it on him. So he, like, walks over to my friend Linda's, because I ended up crashing at my friend Linda's, because, like I said, my place is further from the bars than everybody else's. They all live close to the bar. And then he's like, comes in, and I was like kind of freaked out because I thought it was my friend's husband trying to come into my room, but it wasn't. It was him. And he's like, oh, well, you got your wish. I think we're done. You have to go help me get my shit off of her porch. And I'm like, this is like already early morning. So I ended up going with him, picking up his car and going to get his shit. And we went back to my place. Well, while he was over at my place, doesn't she come banging on my door? And Sarah was really small. She's like, Mom, there's a lady at the door. I'm like, don't open it. So then he went out through the back way, and I could hear her yelling at him all the way to the car. So anyways, then she calls me up, and then she's like, oh, you can't get your own boyfriend? And I started laughing at her. She called me a few names. She called me the C word, which, you know, is a name you can't say in Canada. But anyway. And I said, listen, he was my boyfriend first. What the heck are you even talking about? And so the second time around, that's when I got the ring, because he's like he got like this intervention that he was so in love with me. Well, that didn't last very long because he left me for the neighbor. But that's a whole other story for next week. He left me for the older neighbor next door. But like, this is after another, I don't know how long we were together that time around. But yeah, after that was the last straw. The neighbor next door was the last straw. I never dated him again, but we're still friends. Like, he was good to me, so I don't hold very many grudges towards him, but he's just sad that he couldn't keep. He was so unfaithful, you know, because he was a good guy. Like I said, he was one of my better boyfriends. For sure. And to this day, like, if I run into him at Walmart, I'll talk to him. He talks to me. Like, he was my friend, too, you know. Like, it wasn't just, you know, all about the other stuff. Like, he was my friend. I spent a lot of time with the man. I spent a lot of time with his family, you know what I mean? Christmases and all that. And then finally, the last year we were together, my kids were actually invited to their Christmas. Because they're starting to accept, you know, me and like my kids. And then he ends up freaking dumping me for the lady next door. Yeah. And that will be the topic for next week's Flirty Friday. But yeah. If you want to hear more, let me know. I'll do him first and then I'll move on to RAY. I remember a lot about my relationship with Jay because I really, really liked him, like, a lot. But now I look at him and I'm like, I don't feel that way anymore. Old age did not do him any justice. He was really good looking when he was younger. Old age has caught up with him for sure. But who hasn't not? Well, I still think I look like I did when I was in high school. I'm still, beautiful. No, just joking. Not high on myself now, am I? No, not just a little. Not just a little bit. No. But anyway, that's my Flirty Friday talk. Because, you know, there ain't no flirtiness happening with Lizzie lately. Her flirtiness has dried right up. Literally. COVID-19 killed my love life. No, it's actually probably for the best, to be the honest truth. Because Lord knows what I'd be up to. No, just joking. I don't know. I've been single for a long time now. I've been single for a long time now because... Oh my god, I hope that actually filmed all that I just gabbered. Oh my god, could you imagine if it didn't? I'll be so peed. Lisa came and I turned it off and then it looked like I was still recording. Flippin'. It better have recorded everything I just gabbered on about. But anyways, I think I'm going to call it a day with my Wip&Chat. I did talk quite a bit about my life, my past life, my ex-boyfriend, number one. I don't know if you guys want to hear about my marriage. My marriage wasn't very interesting, to tell you the least. I met him through a friend in high school. Worst thing I could have ever done. And yeah, I don't even like talking about my ex-husband, to be the honest truth, because I have nothing positive to say about that abusive man. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm starting to fill in my checkerboard. I know some of them kind of look crooked, but that's okay, because when I start filling them in, they will straighten out. With that said, I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend. I know I am, because it's my weekend off. And I think I'm going to try to work on that house that me and Tyler had done. I think I'm going to try to work on it tomorrow. So with that said, I'm going to go and I'm going to say farewell and be safe, be kind, and all that jazz. I don't know why I said all that. Anyways, with that said, bye. Oh, for the new people that have subscribed, I hope you stick around. I hope you stick around for Flirty Friday. And with that said, see you later, guys. Bye. Well, folks, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up And if you like, please subscribe to my channel. I'd be super tickle pink. And remember to hit that notification bell and it will remind you whenever I load up a video. And till next time, take care everyone. Bye.